Once upon a time, there was a young artist named Olivia. She had always had a passion for creating art, ever since she was a child. She spent hours every day drawing and painting, and by the time she was in her early 20s, she had developed a style that was entirely her own. Olivia knew that the world of fine art was incredibly competitive, but she was determined to make a name for herself. She spent months preparing for her first gallery show, carefully selecting the pieces that she wanted to display and spending countless hours perfecting each and every one of them. Finally, the day of her show arrived, and Olivia was a bundle of nerves as she set up her paintings in the small, trendy gallery. She didn't know what to expect, but she was hopeful that at least a few people would be interested in her work. But as the hours passed and the opening night came to a close, Olivia was disappointed to find that not a single painting had sold. The critics had been lukewarm and only a few people showed up. Olivia was devastated. She had poured her heart and soul into the show, and it had all been for nothing. But Olivia didn't give up. She took the feedback and worked on improving her art and her promotion skills. She also started to attend some art fairs and festivals to show her art and meet with potential buyers. After some time, her hard work started to pay off. She had more visitors to her art fair stand and some buyers showing interest in her art. Over the next few months, Olivia continued to hone her craft and started to gain a reputation in the art world. Her paintings began to sell, and she was invited to participate in several group shows. She was thrilled that her art was being recognized, but she knew that she still had a long way to go. Years passed and Olivia's work continued to gain popularity. She was represented by a well-known gallery. Her art was exhibited in prestigious galleries and museums around the world, and her paintings were collected by celebrities and art connoisseurs alike. Olivia had finally made a name for herself in the competitive world of fine art. But despite her success, Olivia never forgot the struggles she faced early on in her career. She often thought back to that first gallery show and the disappointment she felt when none of her paintings sold. It reminded her to stay humble and to always keep working hard. This is the story of a young artist who never gave up, even when faced with rejection and disappointment. Through her hard work and determination, Olivia was able to make a name for herself in the competitive world of fine art. She had proven that with persistence, hard work, and a will to improve, anyone can achieve their dream. The sun was setting on a quiet suburban street, casting a warm orange glow over the houses and trees. A group of kids, all between the ages of 10 and 12, were huddled together on the front porch of one of the houses. They were all dressed in matching detective outfits, complete with trench coats and fedoras. "All right, detectives," said the eldest of the group, a 12-year-old girl named Sophie. "Are we ready to start our first case?" The other kids nodded eagerly, all of them excited to finally be starting their own detective agency. They had been planning it for months, ever since Sophie's parents had given her a set of detective novels for her birthday. She had been so inspired by the stories of Sherlock Holmes and other famous detectives that she had decided to start her own agency, and had convinced her friends to join her. Their first case was to find the missing dog of a neighbor. It was a small case, but it was a start to get some experience and to build the reputation of the detective agency. As they set off, the kids split into teams, each one with a specific task. One team was in charge of canvassing the neighborhood, asking if anyone had seen the dog. Another team was responsible for searching the nearby woods, while a third team was tasked with interviewing the dog's owners to see if they had any leads. The investigation was not easy, and they faced some obstacles, but they were not discouraged. They were persistent and worked together. They shared information, compared notes, and analyzed the data. In the end, the team that had interviewed the owner found a clue that led them to the dog hiding behind a shed not far from their house. The dog was reunited with its owner, and the kids were praised for their detective work. They returned home with a sense of accomplishment and a sense of pride. This was the beginning of many adventures for the detective agency. They went on to solve many cases and help many people. As they grew older, the cases became more complex and challenging. They solved theft cases, missing person, and even a murder case. They also welcomed new members to the agency and trained them to become detectives. Their reputation grew, and they were known as one of the best detective agencies in the country. Years went by and the kids became young adults. They went their separate ways, but they still kept in touch and would always meet up to reminisce about their detective days. But they all knew that the bond they had formed, the skills they had acquired, and the cases they had solved together would always be a part of them. This is the story of a group of kids who started a detective agency, a story of friendship, teamwork, and determination. They may have been young, but they had a passion for solving mysteries and helping others. And that is what led them to become the best detectives in the land.